how do you feel about 15?
Absolutely.
I am so nervous.
The shuttle dropped Rhasha at the resort's driveway, where lantern-lit paths wound through bamboo, and a hushed breeze carried the scent of frangipani. No children, only the rhythmic crash of surf and the faint ripple of jazz drifting through open-air architecture. At 42, her life had been tethered, a loveless marriage, the weight of her past insecurities, and years of celibacy. Not by choice alone, but by self-imposed isolation. Here, the adult-only resort felt like a portal, not just to pleasure, but to a version of herself she'd never dared to meet. The front desk, serene and discreet, handed her a key and whispered, "Welcome home." In that moment, Rhasha felt the tight knot of obligation loosen. This space belonged only to her. Her suite was a sanctuary, sheer drapes framing an ocean vista, minimalist decor punctuated by warm wood, and a balcony with a glass railing overlooking endless blue. She slid into silk sheets, the hotel-scented air brushing her skin. Cameras, rules, other people's expectations. None of it existed here. She closed her eyes, letting the day's tension melt into silence. No to-do lists. No lurking judgment. Just the sound of distant waves and her own breath, reminding her that she was still alive and worthy of feeling. Morning sunlight pooled across the pool deck. Rhasha sipped a mango smoothie, book half open, when a woman approached, Lena, a writer with curious eyes and a relaxed smile. They exchanged casual talk, travel, favorite books, the intoxicating freedom of being anonymous here. "I'm back in the game," Rhasha confessed softly, words weighed with decades of fear. Lena listened, really listened, as if her story mattered beyond entertainment. Rhasha realized that connection wasn't always transactional. Sometimes it was gentle, accidental, and healing in itself. That evening, the resort offered a guided meditation at sunset, soundtracked by steel drums and ocean hush. Lena joined. Rhasha hesitated but followed. She closed her eyes, hand pressed against warm sand, body dissolving into rhythm. She let her defenses slip, not entirely, but enough to notice, the hum of longing beneath her heartbeat, the soft tension in her shoulders that she'd carried forever. "Let go," the instructor's voice murmured. "You're safe." And for the first time, Rhasha believed her body belonged to her, and only her. Dinner was communal, a long cedar table under fairy light. Miguel, a marine biologist from Brazil, sat across from her. Conversation skipped effortlessly. Coral restoration, favorite childhood stories, and then a compliment about her resilience. "It shows in your eyes," he said. A warmth bloomed in her chest, flirtation without expectation. Across from the group, she noticed how comfortably she laughed. She was curious. A spark whispered, "Maybe I'm allowed to want." Post-dinner, Miguel walked with her along the shoreline. The night embraced them. The moon balanced on water, waves pressing in time with her pulse. They only talked about soft things. Fear, possibility. When he brushed her hair behind her ear, she trembled, not from fear, but anticipation. The world felt porous. In that moment, she wondered, what would it be like to lean into desire, rather than run from it? The next morning, she joined a yoga class. The instructor guided them through flows attuned to breath and intention. Rhasha had done yoga before, but always as discipline. Here, she moved with softness for pleasure. As her body arced and released, she tasted freedom in her skin. She was not objectified. She was whole, a vessel of sensation waiting to explore. An unexpected text from Miguel appeared by the pool later. "Want to swim before breakfast?" Her heart raced. She stared at the screen. No rules. No shame. Just choice. "Breathe," she told herself. She slipped into the pool, water wrapping warmth around her skin. Miguel joined, water swaying light on his shoulders. Words were sparse, but in that shared silence, she felt seen. Here, in the pale morning light, she realized she was allowed to be wanted. She was allowed to want. The days softened into routine, sunrise and body honoring, Afternoons by the pool in shared laughter, conversations that opened her palms. Miguel's hand brushed her thigh once, light, consensual. Later, she replayed it with both exhilaration and surprise. I let someone touch me, and it didn't break me. She whispered into her journal, "Desire is not shame." On the final evening, a hibiscus-scented breeze moved through the resort's candlelit lounge. Rhasha and Miguel talked, ankles touched, and when she leaned in, he kissed her, gentle, reverent, curious. Intimacy without expectation, just two people exploring tender connection. She closed her eyes, pulse twining with every breath. This wasn't closure, it was opening. Her body and heart weren't used, broken, forced, they were honored. At the airport, she held the lightweight journal where she'd chronicled every moment, from surrender to spark, from fear to quiet permission. Her life in Jacksonville waited, with routines and responsibility, but now she carried within her an ache of softness. She paused before boarding and closed her eyes, tasting the afterglow, desire born, reclaimed, and celebrated. Because sometimes the bravest place isn't a stage, it's the place where you dare to want and allow yourself to be wanted.